Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video over here on the channel by the name of LeaIsChill. Today I wanted to go ahead and make another one of these CASTIF videos, which is cool ass shit that I found bracket this week. And just kind of update you guys on some stuff that's going on inside the games that I personally play. I want to say it's mostly leaks as to what we're getting next on a lot of games. Some of the companies are very upset about that, but we'll go ahead and talk about it. Additionally, so for Valentine's Day, a little bit before it, I had mentioned to my partner that I wanted a new body pillow. Now, jokes were made, oh, it could be a waifu body pillow, haha, we can get one of those. And I was like, yeah, I'd love a Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of that, my partner went the extra mile. And so I am now the owner of a body pillow, and you'll probably see this in the background of videos in the future. But it's a body pillow of my very cute partner. So now this exists in my household, and will exist for the rest of time. And it is wild. So I want to share that with you guys. I found it to be extremely funny. And hopefully you got a little chuckle out of it as well. Let's just get right into the news for today. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the first one we'll go ahead and share today is going to be the anniversary unit over on Naruto x Boruto Tribes. So they dropped a new QB control mode Naruto. Wow, so exciting. He's a transforming unit. He's very cool. Unfortunately, I got terribly shafted, so I just wanted to watch his animations today over here on the recording and let you guys know that I've been having a lot of fun with Tribes. I think that here, we'll play this. I think that Tribes has some of the best looking default art like this, honestly. It's a really cool animation altogether, honestly. They also released this, but I expected a lot more out of the anniversary, honestly. Like, the 15 free multis were a great addition in the first place, so I got really excited to see what the second round of the anniversary would end up being. And then instead, we got just a couple animations like this. And that was about it. We just got like 2 new banners, and not a lot changed aside from that. I mean, I'm really happy about how cute this is. Look at this. We don't get a lot of moments like this inside the story. Let's just be honest here. Minato and Kushina did not have a moment this cute, and I kind of love it. But it makes me really sad to see that Tribe's anniversary went the way it did. Like, they're having this big celebration, and they're really starting to step up to get ready for the next era of their game, right? And then what I expected to be some sort of new content or more free multis or some sort of big celebration was just a repeat of the same stuff with just another banner to pull on. Which is unfortunate. Definitely kind of kicked my interest a little bit in the shins. But Tribes is a cool game. I think that this is very high quality for early on inside a game's lifespan. I think there's also one more. I don't have it on hand. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I'm glad Tribes exists. We'll see how it goes as time continues to pass on. And that's pretty much all the actual like new videos I have for today, just because they haven't really dropped a lot as of recent. But what I do have here, so Genshin Impact is a game that I picked up and I've been playing quite a bit as of recent. And honestly, the more time I put into Genshin, the less interested I am in playing Genshin. And I wonder if it's just because, like, I feel so far behind. But I find this to be very funny when I look at this. Recently, we discovered the dissemination of late content for 1.5 content. Such behavior not only disrupts our plans to develop and promote the new version, also causes some travelers to have misconceptions about the content of the new version. Here, we kindly ask the support of our travelers to resist leaks and maintain a fair gaming environment to increase our efforts to deal with such illegal disclosures. Huh. I've never heard a company call out people leaking their game's content so heavily. And this is absolutely wild to me. What they ended up leaking was a couple of new characters. If we actually scroll down a bit. Oh, they blocked the person that had the leaks as their first response down here. I just realized that. Yeah. The new leaks included a new cryo, like Claymore user and stuff like that. And honestly, it's pretty interesting in that regard. I just find this to be the funniest thing in the world. They actually called people out for it. And honestly, keep at it, leakers. I know that this is the sort of thing that they're very, like, slap on the wrist and stuff like that. But for the future of games like this, I think that leakers are going to be an inevitability, and so like 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross just eventually had to start dealing with it and only releasing content inside the game ahead of time so that you wouldn't be able to check it. And so Genshin just has to do a better job of it, honestly. I get what they're trying to go for here. We want to keep players in the dark so they can't plan out what characters to save or pull for. When a character they like comes out, they'll be forced to spend. Help us maintain this exploitive strategy. That is exactly what it's supposed to be. So I'm definitely on the camp that leaks are very healthy for a game. At the same time, I do see how it could create false expectations of content such as this. Over on 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, we've had leaks for the Stranger Things collab and the ReZero collab for close to like 4 months at this point. The Stranger Things collab on 7 Deadly Sins actually has its title screen that was in the game previously, which I can pull up right now. Still in there, but it seems to have just disappeared in the latest update. The owner may have canceled Stranger Things due to a leak. They didn't have authorization to create the image yet. But here it is. And honestly, when you see both sides of this leaking argument, I think it's still healthier for the game to have these exist in the first place. I don't know about these character skills. Like, naturally, this is something that you can't quite trust, but it is nice to be able to know what content is coming up so they can't surprise you and make you forced to spend on every single one of these banners. Because a lot of what these games are trying to do is they're trying to exploit people that aren't ready for the next piece of content, and so will spend on the thing earlier and then end up spending double as much on the next banner because they realized they wanted the next one even more. And so I could see them waiting to save this ReZero collab for right after Global Anniversary when they drop another festival unit, which is just the most predatory thing in the world. And so I am definitely in the camp that it is healthy for a game to have leaks, and there's both sides where it could also create false expectations and could lead to people being angry at the developers for not releasing content earlier as well. Like the Stranger Thing and ReZero collab, they're expecting it to come out like months and months ago. So I think there's a lot of nuance to be had here. I think I still want leaks personally. Out of everything, I think that leaks are very good for players, bad for the company, which is interesting to say. And that's about all I'll say on that. I just wanted to point that out because it was a very interesting thing that happened this week. Additionally, I haven't been watching Mushoku Tensei, but they have revealed there's going to be a mobile game coming out on March 27th. So I'm not personally caught up on this. I want to try to get to it because I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I also saw some animation earlier today that looked like mind-bogglingly incredible. So I definitely want to try to give it a try. And I'm very excited to see how this ends up turning out. I think we really need some good games right now. I don't know what this gameplay is actually going to be like. There's not really any good... Oh, there's actually some screenshots here. Hold up. Okay, I can't quite do too much. Let's just scroll across a little bit. It seems to play kind of pre-con-y, it seems. Interesting. The quality of the actual models is actually pretty high. I will definitely give this a look-see when it first comes out. I hope it's interesting. I really want another game to add to my rotation, and I'm not really feeling the ones I'm playing right now. Tribes, like, I don't know. I felt kind of betrayed by Tribes as Anniversary started, so we'll see how this one turns out. I might do a video on it. Additionally, if I can go ahead and pull this next one up. So there's a new Battle Royale game coming out that's Final Fantasy VII. They're going to be having it so there's all these details up here. This right here is Final Fantasy VII First Soldier. So, wait, no. Ever Crisis is the one. Sorry. First Soldier is the Battle Royale that's going to be kind of interesting. This Ever Crisis down here is the one I wanted to look at because it actually seems like it's a little bit different. So this is like playing through the original story of Final Fantasy VII in the actual way, because the remake is kind of doing like a little bit of a shuffle of events and stuff like that. But it's going to be a gacha game. Apparently it's going to have a weapon and costume gacha. It's going to have special weapons that aren't in the original. The Midgar Escape is going to be 3 chapters, and the entire Final Fantasy VII story is going to be 10 chapters in total. Part of the story mode, there will be special dungeons and battle modes to test your different abilities. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do this, but it's going to be the core Final Fantasy VII story with an additional gacha component inside it, which reminds me a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because they had like a built-in gacha system. But in regards to like mobile games, this is fairly high quality. Then once you actually get into combat, you can see they're actually using a pretty unique style here, which might actually be really fun to play on mobile as you continue to go at it. It'll depend on how things turn out in like the late parts of the story. But I like the idea of playing through Final Fantasy VII's main story and then having just like these little bit of extra additions that, oh, interesting. Oh God. It's gonna be a compilation of the original, Advent Children, which is Kadaj and all the kids there, Before Crisis, which is the like Cisne side story, Crisis Core, which is the PSP game, and Dirge of Cerberus, which is Vincent's like third-person shooter PS2 game. They're all gonna be roped into one as one big game altogether. That's pretty interesting, honestly. You know what? This actually might be worth playing. Like, surprisingly so. It's coming 2022, so we're actually quite far away. We'll probably have at least one more of the remakes out of the original series, but this might be pretty high quality. I wonder if you'll pull for weapons that give you different spells in the bottom there. It seems to be an active time battle thing, where you're trying to save up as much as the ATB gauge has, like Final Fantasy 13 was. So you use like 2 segments of the ATB gauge to use a certain spell, or you save up to get like 8 of them, for example, and use them all for one big spell. So, not quite Final Fantasy VII, just a little bit different. Just different enough to change it in the slightest ways. I'll give it a try, for sure. 2022 is really far away, but it'll be fun. And the final thing I wanted to talk about today is from a game that I currently play that I'm probably gonna end up dropping until at least Global comes out, but I wanted to talk about it because it's pretty cool. Nier Replicant is a game coming out very, very soon. It's gonna be a remake of the original Nier that came out on the PS3 back in the day. So they're doing a collab with Nier Reincarnation to actually release those characters inside the game. It's interesting that they're having back-to-back collabs with the only other games they have inside the Nier franchise, because that makes it so they can't have those collabs in the future, so they have to just make a bunch of OC characters after Automata and Replicant are done with. So clearly this is like their like initial stinger to try and get you into the game, right? And we'll see how that works for a lot of people. On Global, definitely I'll want to get one copy of this guy. He's sick as fuck. And Nier Replicant itself, when does it actually drop? Oh, not 2010. Remake. April 23rd, 2021. So yeah, they're dropping it like a month before the actual Nier Replicant's remake will release. So we'll see how that goes. In the end, I think there's a lot of leaks coming out about the next step inside a lot of these gachas, but the actual big updates haven't come out just yet. There's an update on Genshin for 1.4, but it's just a bunch of rerun banners. And the leaks for 1.5 seem 10 times more interesting, for example. There's just a whole lot of things that are preparing for the next step. Because I think that the big season for gacha games really is like May into June into July. I want to say less so August now, just because Blazing's anniversary was August, and that was pretty much the only one that would celebrate their anniversary afterwards. And I think they lost out on a lot of whales because of that. A lot of people wail on like the early banners in like June and won't go in on the ones inside August. So it'll be cool to see what comes out next. There's certainly a lot to be excited about inside the games. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on some stuff, talk about some stuff, and have some fun today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll continue trying to do this CASTIF series. I might try to like really condense it into a more streamlined format. I don't quite know just yet. I might actually like stream stuff to collect all the stuff I want to see in the week, and then just kind of bring it to you guys, but I will adjust accordingly. For now, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next video, and bye for now, everyone. See you later.